Well, we are on ArcoLinux now. This is what I'm using for gaming. Now, at the moment, I'm going through this series of Uncharted 4, Thief Legacy Collection, or whatever it's called. Legacy Thief, is it? Whatever it's called. Anyway, there's two games in one on there, and I'm having the time of my life here in Linux playing my games now. Absolutely fantastic. I was on Cache OS, as you know, but I'm now on over into ArcoLinux because I couldn't work out why I was getting screen tearing in my recordings, and the reason why is because I wasn't capturing the game screen. Instead, I was recording the whole of my computer and, of course, getting nothing but screen tearing because there's so much stuff going on screen that you end up with screen tearing going on. Never ever, ever, if you're recording game footage, especially game footage, never ever, ever record the whole of your computer. So that's where I was going wrong. But then I thought, well, hang on, I've been watching Eric Dubras' videos on ArcoLinux of late, so why don't I just install ArcoLinux and we'll see what's going on with that, because the ISO for Arco has been updated and you can basically have it installed as you like. You don't have to have it as Eric Dubras has it. You don't have to have his setup, if you like. You can have some of his stuff that is in there, and that's what I've done. And this is Xfce, and I didn't bring down any of the wallpapers, although there are some that did come with it, but I didn't have everything checked off on the installation, which is in Calamares now. Absolutely fantastic, and you can pick out whatever you want. Now, the only gripe I've got is the login screen, which is still LightDM, but you can have a choice whether you want LightDM or just leave it as is with SSDM or whatever it's called, SDM, double SDM, or double SD. I don't know. I can't remember what the hell it's called. But I've got LightDM, and of course it's just normal LightDM, as you get in Xfce. Well, what I wanted was the slick greeter, and there is the choice of that being installed, but it doesn't run, and I don't know what to do in the script. I've tried the etc script. I've tried changing it in there, but all I get is a flashing screen. So what I had to do was go back into the USB ISO and then get into that again and change it back. I'm not sure on what to put on in there, so I'm thinking, no, we'll just leave it as it is. And that's what I've done. I've just left it with LightDM. Also, with the installation of Slick Greeter on the ISO, you don't get LightDM settings coming down, so that was a bit weird. Anyway, other than that, I'm having the time of my life gaming here in Linux. Now, what this video is about how I render my gaming videos, because soon you will be seeing part 1 up to, I think, part 8 also of the first part of the game. Yeah, God, blows me away. Loads of action on screen. It's an old PlayStation game. The Uncharted series goes way on back to the PlayStation 3, but of course they brought out Uncharted 4, and they brought it out obviously for PC, and here in Proton and that I'm using through Steam, and I've got Proton up on in here, and everything is just amazing now. Really is. I'm using the Zen kernel as well, which seems to be as zippy as anything. I don't know what it's got inside the Zen kernel, but I tell you what, capturing my gameplay, I'm getting over 100 odd frames per second, and you would think, well, what on a NVIDIA 3060? Yeah, I am. I noticed that in the rendering. It's rendering over 134 frames per second that it's rendering in. So that's like, wow. Of course, I use free and open software to render my videos, although I have had a look at Lightworks. Okay, it's free to use, but you only get 1080. If you go for the paid one, which I did, you get better resolutions. The only problem with it was that it was scaling down my 1440p video down to 2048 by 1152. What the hell's that about? I don't want it scaled on down. I want you, the viewer, to see it how I see it on screen. You know what I mean? So it's like, what the hell's going on? And I couldn't edit as well as what I can in Encoding Live. Isn't that weird? When you delete a certain portion, or you want to get rid of, separate the audio, for instance, inside of Encoding Live, you can do that with a right click, ungroup clips, it's called. So it ungroups them, and straight away you can delete the audio and then bring in the audio that you have just edited in either Audacity or wherever you edit your audio, right? So I was trying to do that, and it was just deleting the whole lot. I was trying to ungroup, so I ungrouped it, and then I went on over to the audio and tried right-clicking and deleting, and it just deleted the whole video on the timeline, as well as the audio as well. And it's like, well, what's going on here then? It really does need looking at, that program. Good for colour, give it that. You can colorise and get the colour right in your videos and that. Yeah, it's good for that, but it doesn't render at the proper resolution. It has got 4K on it. Now, whether or not it would do that, I would have to try out maybe this video. I'll try this video out through it, and we'll see if I could render on up to 4K. But I haven't got a 4K monitor, and my poor machine and my poor display will not play 4K content. It just will not, especially on the likes of YouTube. It just will not. It's just buffer all the time, because you need, well, God, it's 4 times 1080p. That's what 4K is. It's 4 times 1080p. Yeah, blow that. What is that about? And people say, yeah, the colours are really, really... No, we were getting that back in the old monitor days. It's just that we didn't know what it was called. I'm talking the really heavy monitor days. We were getting 4K back then. There's different modes that you could set up on your computer monitor back then. You could set different modes on up. And yeah... And then suddenly, years later, we all know what these resolutions are. Anyway, so at the moment I've got Steam on open. Now, if I was to open up Steam here, I'll be recording the whole of my desktop. So what I'll do is actually run this game on up. I'm only going to show you the title screen because I want to prove that I am doing this through Linux. As these days, you've got to prove yourself. And because I'm not on screen and because none of my videos have any commentary on, I don't want people thinking, well, no, I don't believe him, that he's playing this in Linux. I am. I've played and rendered this on a free and open source, free operating system or free distro or whatever you want to call it. Absolutely amazing. Now, I poo-pooed Proton ages ago because I didn't think that Proton was going to work. I really thought, oh no, because I was having nothing but trouble with it. But nowadays, you can get virtually any game to run inside Proton, and it just blows me away. There might be a little bit of teething problems here and there. I mean, I still get like a green outline sometimes on certain shots of this game, of the characters. Around the character you'll see the green. That's actually like you get a green screen, if you like. You get a green halo. Only sometimes though, in a few frames. But that's nothing. That's absolutely nothing compared with what it's doing on screen. I mean, Christ, this game is action-packed. I'm telling you that now. And the story is absolutely fantastic. Now, I like a story-driven game, okay? This is a AAA title because it came from PlayStation, right? So it's a AAA title. It's like The Last of Us, for instance. I couldn't even get that running here in Linux properly because at a certain stage it would just bloody crash. It would just crash, and it was a nightmare. So I ended up recording that in Windows when I was using Windows. I say Windows like that because I do, basically. I don't I think Windows would be a good operating system if Microsoft didn't use their mindset that they're in. There, that's all I'm going to say on that. All right? I could go down to all the spying and all that. It's nothing to do with that. It's just their mindset in general. So I use Linux. I could say that I've been using Linux for years, and I have been using Linux for years. And so what? Does it make me an expert? No, it doesn't. I'm just a user of Linux. I'm not a programmer. I don't do any programming. Everything's trial and error with me. Yeah, you try things out. And that's what Linux is. You try a distribution out. Whether you like it or not. And my favourite environment is Xfce, because they're not up in your face with all the Wayland crap that's going on at the moment. I'm sorry, but Wayland, for me, still isn't there yet. And it never will be here in Xfce either. Anyway, let me get on with this video, because we've got to go on over to my Linux Mint, and I will show you what the videos that I have made. And I'll also show you what I've been doing to shrink them on down as well. And yes, I've been using the program Avidemux again. And just all I've been doing is just getting it rendered into Kdenlive, as the normal codec, which is H.264 with two X.264 and AAC. Yeah, they're the three codecs that Kdenlive uses all in one. All right. And it's also an MP4. So it turns it into that. And I'll record into an MP4 as well. So this video will be an MP4 at the end of it. Okay. Now, once that is rendered and the really big files, I then put it through Avidemux. And there's a setting in there that if your graphic card is up to scratch, like if it's got 12 gig of RAM on it, you're laughing, like mine has. You're laughing. You probably get away with it with an 8 gig of RAM NVIDIA card as well. But you can put it through there to go back to onto the H.264, right, codec, and you can configure it so instead of me, like in here, I am at the moment, if I go to settings, we'll go to output, we'll go to recording. I'm using NVENC in here, okay? So what NVENC does, it puts a balance between your graphic card and your processor, so that your processor is not utilizing so much. If I just record this normally, in the normal H.264, my CPU will be up much more than the 1.3% that it's at the moment. Okay? Now, always record in 60 frames per second, no matter what I'm doing. Okay? So I've got this set up, the video byte rate. So this is the output. This is going to be the size of it. This is going to be the quality of it, if you like. Okay? Is at 30,000. Now, if you're recording in, say, 1080p and you're using NVENC, I highly recommend that you go up to about 30,000 on there as well. You will notice a hell of a difference in your videos. Yes, the file size will be bigger, but we'll get to that at a later date. But that's what I do. NVENC is a fantastic encoder. It really is for recording in. It really is really, really good. Anyway, I'm going to OK that. Now, I am hoping that I don't think I've got this set up properly. I may have to come on in. Yeah, look, I haven't. God damn you, boy. Let's bring this on down so that it isn't recording so many. And just have them on there. There we go. That's what I wanted. So it's just recording two tracks for this. So you got the main one there and one there. That's fine. Now, hopefully on my other one, which will be my audio, which will be this one, I should be able to have the same. I'm hoping. Now, the screen's just gone blank, isn't it? Sorry about that. Let's go back to desktop. Sorry about that. Yeah, it went blank then, didn't it? I forgot that I got these set up the way that I have. Anyway, gonna get this game running. So I want to prove to you that I am playing it here in Linux. You know, this isn't being streamed on over from a Windows system or anything like that. All right, this is coming on over actually here in Linux. So it's Linux that is running it. Okay, it's recognizing. That's what wine is. Okay, That's what Proton is. It's a layer that goes over the top that Linux recognises, hence why we can run all these games. Okie dokie, let's click this here button. We'll click that. That'll open up Steam. I'll go on over to gaming now. Okay, I'll just quickly... It should automatically go on in, I'm hoping anyway. It should do. This is what I've been playing of late. Let me just go on into OBS. No, it's still recording that, is it? Why isn't it recording what I've got here? Launching, should it be that? No. What are you doing? Oh, god damn you. There we are. It's here. Oh yes. Fantastic. This game is absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love it and highly recommend it. It just works. So there you are. I'm only going to show the title screen, but it has just opened on up. It just I'm capturing the window. I'm not recording the whole of my PC, okay? All I'm doing is capturing the window. I'm blown away with this game. I use a 360 controller for this game as well. I'm absolutely blown away with it. So I'm just going to quit on out of here. I'm going to push escape. Quit to desktop. Yes. It goes to desktop, and all I've got to do is just bring this back to desktop in OBS, and we're back. Here we are. Absolutely fantastic. Now, this is what I've got set up at the moment, is how I like my Xfce. I made my own button up here in Arco. I've got Proton up Qt, fantastic, with Proton GE, which is Glorious Egg Roll. Absolutely blows away. He just does a little bit more. He puts in a little bit more over the top that normal Proton hasn't got yet. Do you get what I mean? Not until they bring on out their next revision of Proton, and then those parts will be added. No, I'm just blown away at the moment with the gameplay on in here. So we're now going to switch on over to my Linux Mint, and I'm going to show you the size of the game files and how I shrink them on down, because I'd rather show you visually than actually trying to explain it to you. And here we are, we're on my lovely Linux. Now, what we got here, of course, is Xfce, and I've got Nemo installed. I'm down to 1.8 terabyte altogether. I use BetterFS as the file system, if you like, yeah? So much better. Compression and everything else. So I think, anyway, I love it. Absolutely love it. Now, earlier on, I'd done Thief's End. That's the name of the game. So it's Uncharted 4 Thief's End. That's the first game that's in there. Earlier on, I rendered these, and they came, and this is through Kdenlive, 44.8 gig. That's a 2.5 hour video, okay? This one came on out at 28.6, which is 1 hour and 10 minutes. Yeah, that's all right and that. But what I got in here, documents, we go to legacy here. These are the ones that I'm going to be, these are the ones that are going to be uploaded. This one's already been uploaded. I just haven't released it yet. So after shrinking it down in Avidemux, this is what I got, down to 17.2 gig. That's fantastic. And the quality is still the same as if it was recorded and rendered in Kdenlive, as the quality is in there, with it being such a large file on that. So I'm absolutely blown away with this. The original files, which were these, of these two episodes, so these were the original files that I recorded, okay? This come down at 25.4 gig. This come down at 15.8. So there's one hell of a difference going from one codec to the other. And you're better off doing that, and with the difference in the size ratio and what have you, because then you've got room to shrink it back down like I have, but still have the quality there. Avidemux, you know, I poo-pooed that program. I thought, well, this ain't a very good video editor because I'm so used to Kdenlive. But it wasn't until I got into the nooks and cranny of that program, or of that app, as we all cool things these days. Absolutely fan-bloody-tastic. And this is what I done. So say if I was to open up in here in videos, we've got this one, for instance. Oh, we'll go with this one. This one's even more, okay? And we'll open it up with Avidemux. It's going to scan it and sort out what frame type it is. So the frame type will come up down here. It's going to be iframe, okay? Which gives it its quality. So it's a mixture of I and B frames as well. So the main one is iframe. Because there's a lot of movement on screen and a lot going on, a lot of sound, a lot of animation going on screen, it turns it into an iframe. So that's what it's going to render on in. Now, if I was to just copy that, of course, it'd just be the same size. I don't want that. I don't want it being the same size. So I always come on down to NVIDIA H.264. I configure that. Now, at the moment, of course, it's rendered at high quality. So it's like flipping out. So it's going to be, because the original recording was done at 30,000 with the bitrate, okay, we need to lower that down now, all right? Now, it's already been rendered with, it originally was recorded in NVENC H.264, right? So now, after rendering it in Kdenlive, it's now gone to H.264, X264, which is the default, I believe, of when you record with OBS, is X264. I might be wrong on that. I'll have to look into that. Let me know in the comments if you want, if I'm right or not. I'm pretty sure I am. X264 plus AAC as well. Those are the three codecs all in one that Kdenlive renders on into. Now, there are other options you can have. You can have lossy if you wanted to, but that wouldn't really be good uploading all of that information on up to YouTube, simply because YouTube at their end has to sort it out again. Now, this will take these videos will take a while for YouTube to render, and the reason for that is because it's at 1440p and because of all the movement that is going on screen. Gaming files take a while to render at YouTube. They really do. So what we have here, what I do here is I think to myself, well, yeah, originally it was 30,000, and of course then on top of that we've just rendered it again into the main one. So max bitrate I can have on this is 20,000. So I'm going to bring it down 15. And that's what I've done. I just brought it down to 15. Clicked OK on there. Then I come down to here and I turn it into an MP4. Come on down to there. And then I come up here and save it. Save the video as it is. And straight on through it goes. Absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend, if you're using free and open source software and you're doing gaming, especially in Linux, and you're a YouTuber, or if you're moving on over to Linux and you're wanting to use free and open source software because you're fed up with everything that's going on with video encoders and all the money, can't afford like Adobe products anymore, I highly recommend this program. I really do. Highly recommend it for video editing. There you go. So that's what I do, and it's brought it right on down. It's brought these right on down. Here's the one that I uploaded, 11.4, and that's I believe, yeah, 1 hour 39 minutes, 1 hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes also. You got this one, which is at 2 hours 30. Then you got this one, which is at 1 hour 53, so nearly 2 hours on there. And look at the sizes of them. They're really small, and the quality is still on up there. And that's what I love about this. I'm like, wow, I should have done this ages ago. But at that time, I didn't have the money in order to be able to buy such stuff as what I've got now. In fact, I'm far behind with technology. Technology's gone on to AM5 and what have you now, isn't it? You know, nearly. But yeah, having the time of my life here in Linux, and I just hope to God that it carries on. You know, that I can carry on playing my games in here. Because what I want to do, I want to go on through the whole of my library, which is over, I'd say about 200 games. No, it's not even 200. It's about 75 games I've got in there altogether. And I would like to go through the whole of my library here in Linux and put it up onto YouTube. Just to document what I've done. Stupid as that sounds, that's all I do videos for. I don't do it for money. I don't make any money out of YouTube. Never will do. My channel is free to do whatever I want within reason. I love me Linux. There you go. I saw a video yesterday, and I will be doing a reaction on that at a later date, probably tomorrow. Because I did put a comment in that people were scared of the terminal when they come on over to Linux. Yeah, well, if things didn't have to be cured, I had a message on back. If things could be fixed without having to use a terminal, right? Okay, but don't you have to use the command line quite a bit in Windows then? If things go wrong, no, or am I wrong on that? I don't know. I wasn't really a Windows user anyway, but yeah. There you go, anyway. So that is how I do my gaming videos, or going to be. Episode 1's already uploaded, but I haven't released it as of yet. So wait around for that. Wait around for this video as well, because this be rendered in Encoding live, then going on through to Avidemux as well to shrink it down again. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. That is it from me. Bye.